Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm going to say a few things about the coronavirus situation. It's been like a week since we posted the first video and started this group. I'm not going to spend a lot of time of talking about how this spreading and what is happening. I'm sure most of us know that this degree and extent of the disease. I'm going to just show a few basic things, mainly some practical demonstration of how to maintain your personal hygiene, especially the hand hygiene, maintain the distance, and protect your home, family, your loved one from transmitting the disease, and help to prevent the spread of the disease in the community in your home also. As you all know, that it spreads basically from the direct contact, mainly the direct touching any surface where if the surface has got any virus, then you are probably going to pick it up with your hands, and then whatever you touch, your body, your nose, knowingly, unknowingly, anything you touch, including your specs, if you have a watch, your wallet, your cell phone, everything. So how do we deal with this? It's extremely difficult. It sounds very simple, but extremely difficult to practice these things consciously. If you just keep it in mind that whenever you step out of your house, assuming that your house is still safe, has not been infected by the virus, assuming that whenever you step out of the house, every place you go, anything you touch, be it a grocery store, be it your office, be it your hospital, workplace, wherever you go, assume that you're dealing with people, or you're coming in close contact with the people, or at least close proximity of the people and the surfaces which might have the virus. So keep that in mind and do everything possible to have that virus be on you, and bring it back to the home. The virus can come to you mainly two ways. Through the droplet infections, which you do not have much control. Droplet infection means like whenever somebody coughs, sneezes, or things like that, it spreads into the air. And then if you are within 6 to 8 feet distance of that person, you will not see anything of, it's not going to be a physical thing coming at you, not necessarily, but potentially you are having the virus in the air, and you are taking it inside with your breath. There is lot of talk about the mask. I would say if you have a simple face mask, means like simple surgical mask, what you have seen in the photos, videos all across the world, people are on the road with that mask, put it on. It's probably not going to give you any protection, but it's not going to cause any harm. At least if somebody coughs on you, very close to you, it will minimize the number of particles, will be virus particle on you. But don't rely on it. Now, what can you do? You can really do a lot to prevent the transmission or carrying the virus in by doing a meticulous hand hygiene. So different people can do it different way based upon what you have, or what are the resources you have. I'm going to show you a few things. Most commonly people are using and relying on this. Something like this is called the wipes solution. The brand I have is Clorox brand. Any band with soaked antiseptic in there, and sort of like paper towel which are soaked and impregnated with the antiseptic solution. So if you have it, you can take it with you, keep it in your car or wherever you're going, and try to wipe your hand every time you touch a foreign surface. Now the problem is you're not going to walk with this container with you. It's going to be very difficult. So I have thought about something which might be many of you are already practicing. And by the way, this is very difficult to get it all across. It's not easy. It's not available. Now, the alternative what I'm using is like, you can have spray like this. This brand is Lysol. There are brands available like Clorox and any other brand. What it does, it has got the antiseptic inside it, and you carry a paper towel roll with you wherever you're going. Either based upon what you're carrying with you, just have a paper towel with you. If you are driving by car, then put it inside the car, and then when you get out of the car, before you get out, take a piece or two of this paper towel, spray on it. Make sure you spray enough amount so that the whole thing is soaked in it and it's uniform all over. So you don't want to leave in a dry surface where you do not have the antiseptic. That will give you a false sense of security and will not work well. So once you have that, you can actually put it in your pocket and then get off the car. Now, also try to carry either a box of gloves based on what you are using as a mode of transport, or at least take a few gloves out from the box. These are just nitrile gloves. It could be any sort of gloves. People who are allergic to latex, make sure you don't take a latex gloves with the latex anyway. So you carry these gloves, either you take a few, you can actually keep it in your pocket, or if it's possible, just carry the whole box like in a car. Before you get out of that place of your car or your mode of transport, you take that out from your pocket or from the box and cover your whole hand, both sides, both hands, with these gloves. Now, you can go to the grocery store or whatever place you're going. Say, I'll put more emphasis on the grocery store because that's one of the most important things. People are bound to do it at least once a few days, once a week, or even less than that. But you do have to go to the grocery store. And those are the places where you're exposed. So you put that on. I already spoke about cleaning the hand with the wipes and putting one wipe solution in your pocket. And then you have the gloves. Now, in the grocery store, most of the time the carts are already cleaned. But if it's not clean, if you do not know whether it's clean or not, don't rely on that. You can actually take out the same piece from your pocket, clean up the grocery cart, and then get to the store. Now, most of the stores have automatic slide doors, so you don't have to touch anything. But if you have to open a door handle, be advised, but that is one of the most potent source where your hands are getting that infection. Now, you have a gloves on. Instead of coming on your hand, it's coming on your gloves. Now, you get in there, you do whatever you need to do. You pick up all the stuff what you need to pick up, put it in your cart, come back to the car, or come back to your transport, or if you're carrying your stuff, just carry it with you. When you take this off, once you are done transporting the grocery to the place it needs to be, then take that off and throw it away in the proper place in the right disposal area. And what I do then, if you're driving, then get into your car, open the door, take another, your hand is already off the gloves now, and then you have hand which is probably protected by now because you remember you put it on after cleaning, then you did all the grocery with the gloves on. So virus probably did not get any chance to get into your hand. But to be on the safe side, before you start driving or start riding your bike or whatever, you take a little bit another piece of cloth which you had with you, spray it the same way you did before, clean it, and use the same thing to clean your steering wheel or the handle of the bicycle or handle of the motorcycle, every place you think you'll be touching. Now discard that at a designated place. If necessary, just carry a plastic bag or something which you took it from home. Don't discard all those things here and there. And then you come home. Your job does not stop there because the important thing to understand in this whole thing is from beginning to the end, you have to do everything right. You do one mistake, your whole, the time and all the labor you spend on it is going to be useless. You're still going to get the disease. Now, once you come home, find out an area in your house based upon your structure of the house. If you have a garage, use that garage as a place. If you do not have a garage, if you have an empty space just outside before entering into your house, use that space to get all those groceries out, put it over there. Now, very important thing to understand is like everything you picked up from the grocery store, if it's packed food, the both surfaces are kind of it is susceptible to be exposed to the virus. So suppose you picked up a pack of frozen chicken. Now good thing is that if it's in a freezer, probably is a little bit protected from the virus, but you do not know how many people came in there, picked it up, then decided not to take it, put it back in there. So treat all those cardboard surfaces, all those packages, what you picked up from the grocery store, as a potential source of contaminant. So you have to clean them up. So how do we clean it? As I said, find out a space which is not inside your kitchen, which is not inside your house. Could be in the garage or could be outside the garage, could be on the, just entrance of your house, where you can put a sort of like mat, put everything on there, take it in a bucket, and based upon the structure of your house, you take it, the whole thing. The boxes, you wipe it out with the same solution with this. And then the other stuffs like what you have bought, for example, like a milk can, for example, the other vegetables, especially the what you eat. This is very important. What you eat without cooking, like salads, like tomatoes. Any fruits and vegetables with a smooth surface, like tomatoes, apple, oranges, bananas, you can wipe them down with this, and then actually if you can focus it here, I want to show the sink. Then in your house, find out a place and designate that place to wash those things. Like for here, as you see, there's a sink. This is just entering into the house before you get into the kitchen. You can do it outside your house also. There are many places in India, we have like, we call it koltola. Over there, you can just have a bucket, put a little bit of detergent in it, which has got antiseptic property. You can actually spray these things also, Lysol. Now, it might have a little bit of health effects in a very minute quantity over a period of time, but you're not going to do it through the rest of your life. So for now, I think you can take that little bit of risk. So you fill this with water before you start putting vegetable in there or fruits in there. So fill it in the water a little bit, and then put some detergent in there, and then soak all those vegetables and fruits with a smooth surface, and leave it there for 15-20 minutes. And then you pick it up. You can rinse it either right there in that sink, having the clear water running on it. And then you get another container from your house which has been cleaned. It did not go out, so it was clean. It is clean, supposed to be clean. So you put those fruits and vegetables in that container. Now you take it to the kitchen. You can dry it up and put it back into a refrigerator or whatever you store your food, fruits, vegetables, all the stuffs. And the surfaces, like as I said, milk container, the fruits which came in the package, the cardboard packages, you can wipe them up. You will not be able to necessarily wash it down. So that way, you try to minimize the entry of the virus through your food. Important thing to understand that the virus does not really spread through the mouth by ingesting the food, but potentially, if you eat them, you touch your nose, it can go into your body. It's not a foodborne illness. Very important thing to understand. What you are trying to prevent by doing all this is actually trying to prevent the spread of the virus through the food as a carrier. So that's about the fruits, vegetables, and grocery. I also wanted to show something about the other stuffs. Just realize that most of the times, we get a lot of mails which come in your mailbox, which stays outside. You go grab that mail, get it into your table, you open it up, you try to read it. What if that thing has got virus on it? It's not unlikely to have the virus survive on any kind of innate surface for hours, even days. So we all have to be a little bit more proactive and also a little bit more, creative to deal with that situation. So what I have done here, I'll show in details, but here I have made a ready-made makeshift mailbox inside the house. Now, if you look into this picture, I'll describe this area. This is the preparation I have done. Come back a little bit. This is the preparation I have done. As you see, this is the entrance to our garage. And we have made a place on the wall of the garage where we'll be hanging our outside clothes. These are the jackets we'll be wearing to go out and come back in. This does not get into the house. It's on the wall over there. And then below that, we have made a place where we'll be taking our shoes off. The shoe rack, we have moved one as close as possible to the door. And we have separated a couple of pairs of shoes which we'll be using to go out, and as soon as you come back in, we are going to get through this door, walk here, sit down over there, get the shoes up, put in the shoe rack, and then we'll wear our regular shoes, which is not even here. We'll walk out from here, we'll keep the fresh piece over here and then put it on and get inside the house. This particular bucket over here, you see that basket over there, we'll take the outer clothes off, in a socially acceptable way, obviously whatever we can take off. And then you get inside the entrance of your house. Now, this could be any place based upon what you have, the structure of your house. But that way, we are trying to keep things which we are wearing outside, we are not taking them in. So that's one way to isolate, because in all these surfaces, there could be virus in there. Now, I wanted to show this mailbox we have developed. As you see, it's a pizza box. I cleaned up the outer surface by using the Clorox wipe. And then we are using this. So once we pick up the mail from the outside mailbox, I bring it here and put it down there. And then don't touch it for 2-3 days. There's no mail which is life-saving, which I have to respond right away. So we expected that 2 to 3 days, or you can actually take it outside, put it in the sunlight for some time. Probably that will help. Now, once that time is over, I don't even open those mails right away. I have made a makeshift container which will hold my important, and then I take those mails out, sort out the important one, which I keep it, throw away the unimportant one right there in the trash can, which is right outside the door, and then bring the important one back and put it in this office, in this container in the office, and wait for another day. So 2 to 3 days probably are going to be safe. And you can even wipe those mails inside by using a Clorox wipe or makeshift wipe you made with the antiseptic solution. So that's about the mail. We spoke about the food. Now, important thing, extremely important thing is hand washing. We all know that, and media and a lot of people are showing how to wash the hand. You need a basic setup somewhere, which is not inside your main bathroom. You should not have to go inside to do this hand washing. Either it could be outside your house or inside the house, like as soon as you get to the garage or someplace, you have to have a basin like that, or you have to have a source of water, and then put antiseptic solution over there, liquid hand soap. These containers are great, but if you don't have it, it's not a big deal. This one doesn't need to, you don't have to touch it over there. Soap dispenses through the sensor. It's very good in this situation, but if you don't have it, this is good as well. So this is a regular soap dispenser container, and I'll show you something. If your hands are dirty, you don't touch it here like this. Probably your back of the hand is a little bit cleaner. So go over here, put your back of the hand and then press it, and that will dispense the soap right here. And that way you take it, you smear it up, open that tap, and do a hand washing for at least 30 to 40 seconds. Now, I have a wonderful hand washing video over here. I request everybody take 30 to 40 seconds to look at it. I'm going to show you here in YouTube. If you just type, focus over there, please. If you type over there, there is Sanjay Gupta hand washing video. This is Dr. Sanjay Gupta, the chief medical correspondent of CNN. Showed it a few days ago. It's in the YouTube. So you click on that, he's going to actually show how to do it. You can enlarge it. You type it and you'll see it. So basically what he's emphasizing in, you do this, also interlace your fingers, make sure you cover your thumbs, the nails, make sure you cut your nails very well so that there should not be any virus in there. And then 30 to 40 seconds, he had actually very interestingly said that, sing happy birthday song 2 times, that takes like 30 to 40 seconds, and that's enough time. After you're done with the washing, do not rush to close the tap right away. I would say take a little bit more soap and then clean this area of your tap, the place what you opened up, like to do the hand washing. In this picture you see here, hold on, open. Here. So this tap, wash this also. Remember, you have to open this up to get the water. So before you actually wash your hand completely and get rid of the soap, clean this area and then turn it off. So this is also cleaned up. So if somebody else comes up or you come back here to wash your hand, this is not going to hold the virus over there. And then you dry your hand. If you have a paper towel, is fine. If you don't have that, that's actually no issues. Use a regular towel, which should be hanging somewhere here, and then dry your hands. So you're done with the hand washing part. This hand washing, you should try to do it inside a store before you come out if you can, but you're not going to get the hand washing station everywhere. That's the reason to carry the hand sanitizer. As soon as you come home, as soon as you're done, you're offloading your groceries or stuffs, you do this hand washing. So that about the hand washing. Now, we already know and practicing the isolation, stay away from people at least like 8 to 10 feet in any public place you go. Oh, by the way, also, if you have a watch, many times people wear Apple Watch nowadays, which is completely washable. You wash it like the same way you wash your hand. You take the specs off, wash it over there. And also another thing, like you can carry a wallet, you can wipe the wallet, but also another alternative, you don't have to really take the wallet everywhere you go. I'm trying to show a small pouch, like a small Ziploc pouch. You can carry out your driving license, or any other ID what you usually carry, 1 or 2 credit cards, some little bit of cash in a small pouch, and put it in your pocket, and go like that. You don't have to carry your wallet everywhere. That's another potential place because we do it knowingly, unknowingly, we touch it. Also, cell phone, when you're going somewhere, you don't, if you're driving by a car, you don't have to take your cell phone out when you go to the grocery store. Leave the cell phone in the car. So there's one thing less to worry about. And then wipe it out also when you come back into the car. So that's about what I want to say about this personal protection. Important things. All you can do to save yourself is each and every step as meticulously as possible. You cannot overdo it ever in this situation. Do more than less to protect yourself, to catch from catching the disease, protect your family, and prevent spreading into your family, prevent spreading into the community. All that all of us know that spreading at a speed which is beyond imagination. 100,000 people, 150,000 people have been affected in US. 3,000 people died, and projection is that 100,000 to 200,000 people are going to die in the United States itself. Horrible situation. We never dealt anything like this. Also be advised that there is no treatment for this virus. There are a lot of information comes up, a lot of news here and there, the vaccine coming out, all those things is as per the director of the Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease in the United States, Dr. Anthony Fauci. Up till now, there is no vaccine. Up till now, there is no drug which was for it. But I'm going to say a few things about this drug issue. It's not really drug. As I said, like, improve your immunity by taking good food, good rest, fruits, vegetables, regular exercise, and also try to take some vitamins. There are not any proven rule that proven evidence that is going to work against your coronavirus, but in the past people have done studies like vitamin C has got some role in preventing regular respiratory viral illnesses. One of them is vitamin C. The dose here, that's why I want to show the container here. You have to buy vitamin C only separately, and the preparations are variable. This is the one I got from here. You see the strength is 1000 milligram. The dose is at least 1000 to 3000 milligram for an adult. For the kids, you get this kind of preparations over here, which is a little bit less content, so you can give 1 to 2 of this vitamin C to the kids. In India, there are different preparations. As far as I remember, it used to be like Lim C tablet or something many years ago. I don't know whether they make it or not, but I'm sure there are vitamin C preparations in India. You got to see what is the strength. If it's 500 milligram, make sure you at least take, if you're an adult, at least take 2 to 3 tablets every day. And you can take it for months. It's not going to cause any problem to your health. It may give some protection. That's one thing. Make sure you take some calcium, both the adults and the kids. Adults, calcium, again, we have in the United States different preparations available in the over-the-counter, doesn't need a prescription. In India also you get the shell cow. I think it's 500 milligram to 1000 milligram tablet. You can take 1000 to 500 milligram every day. Also make sure you take a multivitamin B complex. It comes in combination, different kind of combinations, and here we get in again over the counter. In India, you can get it as Bicozan C4 or cobadexamine, all those preparations. Any of the multivitamin, make sure you take one of them. It may or may not work, but at least it's not harmful for your body. So vitamin C, calcium, B complex, and also when you take a B complex, they usually has got A, D, E, and K. So those are all good. And other thing, if it's available, which I doubt, this is zinc with vitamin C. Vitamin C, you're not going to overdose yourself, so don't worry. The zinc is something which is also has been associated to show some benefit to prevent some regular respiratory infections. The content here is 23 milligram. Many multivitamin preparations has got zinc in it, 2 to 2.3 milligram or so. So if you get this preparation, is good. If you don't get it, you are getting some of it in the B complex. Rest of the diet part, as we have discussed, do not smoke, please. Alcohol doesn't help either. Now, little bit of exercise at home, walking, brisk walking, running if it's possible, cycling. do not stay inside the house. Lockdown does not mean lock the doors and stay inside the house. If it's sunny outside, nice weather, go out, walk, spend some time in the sun, at least like half an hour to hour a day. You can do the cycling. If you have space, you can do some sort of like workout. Doesn't need a lot. A few equipments is good enough. You can do some push-ups, sit-ups, some yoga, cycling. If possible, swimming is not recommended. It's not possible also in this time. So that about the exercise. What else I need to say? I guess, you know, the important thing to understand is that, as we all know, that it's not like a situation which is going to clear up within a week or two. I also wanted to clarify one conception about the lockdown period. Usually, initially, all the governments are trying to do like lockdown for 2 to 3 weeks. What happens is this virus actually takes anything between 1 day to 14 days to show any symptoms if somebody got this virus. And again, remember, sometimes it doesn't show any symptoms at all. By locking down, what people are doing or trying to do, prevent the traffic of the people in and out from a community. So if you lock down a state, you lock down a subdivision or a district, that means people are expected to stay inside that area. And within a period of 2 weeks, if you don't see the number of cases of the coronavirus is going up to significantly in that area, that means the community infection, that means the people who are outside came back into the community, staying over there, it's not spreading among themselves. So even if you have somebody came with a virus, either he has developed immunity to that or recovered from it, at least it's not spreading from person to person in the community. That gives some sort of confidence. That does not mean after 2 weeks you can go out and do everything, drive everywhere or go fly anywhere. That is not the case. It kind of gives you some idea like whether the community spread is very high, low, or community there is no infection. So that lockdown period is going to be extended time to time, maybe like week or weeks at a time. So please be advised that we are in this whole thing for weeks, even months. Nobody has got any clue when we'll get a vaccine. Nobody has got any clue whether we'll get an antiviral. Nobody knows whether the virus is going to be deactivated or going to be less virulent in the warm weather. All those things. I'll finish this. There's a lot to talk about, but I don't want to take too much of time. I want to show a few sites. Please go through this, and I'll text these sites post these sites at the our group. So, for example, as I always showed before, that start at a reliable sources where you can look for informations. I always recommend go to CDC, Center for the Disease Control. If you don't remember the website, you can Google Center for Disease Control. We're trying to zoom and show you. And over there, you can navigate in different areas. It's really beautiful. It shows like with all the pictures, videos, to what to do at what stages. You can spend some time over there. You can also, in India, there's quite a few sites, but I found one which is really nice. I saw this COVID-19 mygov.in is a government website over there. You see that it's giving the updates. It also has got some national helpline numbers you can call. And if you do, if you go there, I really like this one, like find out the facts versus myths, the myths busters. Like we hear different things. You click on that, it's going to answer a lot of your questions. A lot of your confusion is going to be clarified from here. So that's for the Indian websites. And anybody can look at the CDC. It doesn't have to be in the US. It's any place in the world people look at it to get the correct information. Also, there's another website I found out. Many of you already know is a website for Johns Hopkins University. Let me find that one out. No, this is not the one. Where's the Johns Hopkins one? Resources. Yeah, this is the one. Try to focus here at the browser. If you do not remember this website, I'll try to copy paste and post in the site. If you just click on, if you go to the Google and do a web search for Johns Hopkins University, it's one of the reliable sources. Focus here, please show the name. one of the sources to look up about the information spread, what to do, what is latest. Here somebody has posted an article, very nice one, which is talking about whether it has got any impact on the virus, whether the vaccine is going to be reality or not. I will end up by showing another site. There are a lot of kids at home, are very hard to deal with them. They are bored, we are bored, we have not much of option for them. This is a guy, Joe Wicks, Joe and Wicks. You can go to YouTube and just type his name. He's a teacher in UK, and he has developed these exercise programs for the kids who are staying home and getting bored, don't know what to do other than looking at the iPad and things like that. So he has got videos for them for 5 minutes, 30 minutes, etc., etc. He also comes live. You can YouTube here. You can search his name, Joe Wicks, and he is demonstrating some exercise for the kids as well. So the whole thing is that stay informed, look at all these good sites, avoid looking at the sites which is useless and actually causes more harm, and be informed that there is no treatment for it. You have to stay away from it. And let me tell you this, once you get the disease, you have no control on it. Then you have to follow the isolation precautions, like inside the house, the person who got it stays separately and things like that. Important thing to know also, make sure you don't get to a stage where you got to go to the hospital. The hospital does not have much to offer, and the course, people going to the hospital, people getting on the ventilators, they don't have a good outcome most of the time, unfortunately. So stay informed, stay aware, be aware of the situation, do everything possible to take care of yourself and your family. Thank you so much.